We're back with another huge update on Cline, and this one takes things to a whole new level. This is the introduction of version 3.13.2, and this release brings major enhancements to make Cline even more versatile, solidifying its position as the go-to autonomous AI coding assistant. For those who are unfamiliar with Cline, it's a fully autonomous coding agent directly within your IDE, whether that's Cursor, VS Code, or many of the other IDEs that are out there. It can create and edit files, run terminal commands, browse the web, and handle complex development tasks all on its own. Now, the standout features in this release is its brand new memory bank. This is a structured documentation system that allows Cline to retain and apply context across sessions, and it's enabling deeper reasoning and better continuity. And that's not just all, because this version 3.13.2 release also introduces many other things like new model integrations. You have new MCPs being integrated, new UX improvements, powerful new slash commands, and much more. So with that thought, let's dive straight to it. But before we get started with today's video, allow me to introduce today's video sponsor, Mammoth AI. If you're jumping between different AI tools every single day, let me save you some serious time, as Mammoth brings all of them together in one place. Now, when I said you have access to all the models, you actually do, because you have so many different text models, image models, web searching models, as well as reasoning models. If you need stunning visuals, Mammoth also taps into top tier image generation models like Midjourney, DALL-E, and Stable Diffusion, where you can get these beautiful images generated within a couple of seconds. And here's where it gets powerful. Set up your own custom Mammoth with tailored context, giving it everything it needs to support you effectively on your projects. It's like having a personal AI assistant that actually understands what you're working on. On top of all this, you have so much more like image and file upload, one-click reprompting, multi-devices, AI web search, vocal chat, and then lastly, Project Mammoth. All of that for just $10 a month. Yes, you heard me right, just $10 a month. No extra charges, no switching tabs, just pure AI power in one single place. Use the link in the description below to get started with Mammoth AI. But with that thought, let's dive right back into today's video. So let's get started. We first have the ability to toggle Cline rules. This is where Cline now gives you full control over custom instructions with the new Cline rules popover right below the chat input. This is where you can instantly switch between rule files, like the new memory bank feature, which is something that we'll take a look at soon. And then you can also switch over to the React best practices with a click, with no more editing prompts or configurations. It's a way for you to easily view, toggle, and add rules. And it's gonna basically let Cline even generate them for you if you request it to. This overall makes the whole process even easier to work with. It makes your AI assistant more precise and adaptive to your workflow. Something that they recommend is that you can ask Cline to improve your Cline rules based on feedback, and it kicks off the self-improving AI assistant, and it will actually create the rule itself if you do not have anything set, or you can provide context to set the rules. There's a new slash command where you have the ability to use slash new task, and Cline basically takes on this to start a new task, carrying over relevant context. It's great for branching out new ideas or starting off with a clean new state with this new command. And this is where you can start using these different slash commands for more quick actions. It is something that you can pair up with the new jump to Cline chat input feature, which is where you have a command palette or key binding, and it will get you blazing fast responses right away from Cline. Another new feature is the message editing and checkpoints feature. This is where you can now edit previous messages by simply double clicking them. When you do, Cline actually uses its checkpoint system, which also got a new redesign with its UX to let you roll your workspace back to what the moment was like beforehand. And this way you have an infinite undo button for you to actually go through all the past sessions. If you take a wrong turn and if you want to explore a different approach, you can edit, restore, and branch off seamlessly without losing any sort of progress with this new message editing and checkpoint edit. There's a lot of other additional improvements where you have the ability to send messages with options where you can combine typed input with suggested actions like you see over here. You also have the ability to jump to chat input, which is instantly allowing you to focus on the client chat from anywhere throughout the command palette like we mentioned before. You also have new model supports like the new OpenAI O3 and the O4 Mini. You have the new Azure DeepSeek model, Google Gemini based URL support. And you can also use the new Cline 3 models within Cline, which is also giving you more flexibility and versatility. You have MCP image responses, smarter search replace, terminal upgrades, bug fixes, and a lot more. Now, when I say there is a lot of additional new improvements, there actually is, because you can see that they are continuously working on enhancing Cline even further. They've also added a new compact command to the / command palette. So you'll see that over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be more ways for you to use these different / commands to enhance the AI functionality when you're using Cline. There's also prompt caching to the Gemini models in Cline, so it's going to make it even better, as well as with the open router providers, which is a game changer. Also, there's many new MCPs that you can access within Cline. So if you're interested in these different servers, you can definitely now access it within the server marketplace. Now, here's the bulk of this update, which is the Cline memory bank. It's a structured markdown based system prompt that you give Cline, and it's essentially for maintaining project memory across sessions while you're using the autonomous assistant. Now, since Cline resets its memory between sessions, this system allows it to rebuild full context at any time by reading documented files and specific hierarchy. The key benefits to it is that you have a persistent context, which is where Cline can remember projects using your structured documentation, and this is drastically going to save you a lot more tokens, a lot more money whenever you're generating with Cline. Its self-documenting workflow is going to encourage good documentation habits automatically, so you don't even need to set anything in advance. There's going to be different sorts of abilities for you to work with any stack as well as languages. It scales easily, which makes it ideal for simple tasks or complex systems. Now, what I'm going to do is showcase how you can set this up and what you can actually do with it. Now, what you will obviously need is VS Code. If you do not have it, make sure you install this IDE. You can use Cline in any IDE, but I prefer using it within VS Code. And then you can go ahead and install Cline through the Visual Studio Marketplace. And that's by simply clicking on install, and this will open up Visual Studio Code. And then you can go over to the store and install it completely for free. And then you can access it on the left-hand panel. Now, to set this up, it's super simple. What you need to do is go ahead and copy the memory bank custom instruction over here. You can go ahead and copy this full section. And once you have copied it, you want to go back into Cline, and you have two options. You can either use custom instructions, and to set this up, you can go over to the settings tab, and whatever model you're using, whether that's the plan mode or the act mode, I prefer to just use it simply with the act mode. You can simply go ahead and paste in the custom instruction over here, or you can go over to the manage client rules section. You can create a new global rule. This is essentially where you can have it so that it is set for project specific roles. So you can set the instruction within a .cline rules file and then paste in the instruction over here and then toggle it on or off whenever you want to use it for that specific project. But say if you're using it for custom instructions, this is something that will be applied globally whenever you're using it. Now, next, you want to go ahead and create a memory bank folder within your project root. So in this case, I created this folder, and within that folder, I created a markdown project brief. Now, what you can do is have Cline work on building the rest. You can go ahead and start up the memory bank by simply pasting in initialize memory bank, and then you can go ahead and click enter. This is where Cline will then begin using your files to maintain memory across the sessions. And this is where it works really good with the thinking model or any sort of reasoning model. This is where we have the Quen model right now working on taking in this prompt to initialize the memory bank. So it looks like it has developed and initialized the memory bank, and this will definitely help with token saving over future generations. There's going to be better accuracy. There's going to be persistent answers across sessions, and overall, you can even update your memory bank with the following commands. You can follow your custom instructions to load memory bank for context. You can initialize memory bank again to state the memory system for a new project, and then you can update the memory bank, which is a command that you can use to update all the files based on recent progress. And overall, this is going to be super helpful in terms of saving you a lot more for token expenditure, and overall it's going to improve accuracy, giving Cline structured memory across your codebase workflow. If you like this video and would love to support the channel, you can consider donating to my channel through the super thanks option below. Or you can consider joining our private Discord, where you can access multiple subscriptions to different AI tools for free on a monthly basis, plus daily AI news and exclusive content, plus a lot more. But that's basically it for today's video on this new update of Cline. I highly recommend that you take a look at it because it is definitely going to be a lot more useful whenever you're working on larger code bases, especially with the memory bank feature. But with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the second channel, follow me on the newsletter, join our Discord, follow me on Twitter, and lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and please take a look at our previous videos because there is a lot of content that you will truly benefit from. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys really shortly. Peace out, fellas.